Hello guys, LifeHackster here. Today I'll show you the best and the easiest dashcam setup and install for 2025. This is a 2-channel setup, front and rear, and both cameras are recording in 4K with Starburst 2 sensors. Dashcam companies tends to market more of their flagship dashcams that have 2 or 3 channels, which also tends to make the main unit bigger and with more wires coming out of it, which is not really a clean or a discreet looking setup. But my main complaint, especially if your vehicle is a minivan or SUV, is that when you are running the wiring to the rear camera, which by the way most if not all dashcam companies will only give you a 20-foot cable, which you think is enough, but to properly and safely wire this without getting in the way of your airbags, you have to run it in front of the A-pillar and down in the floor area of your vehicle and not on the headliner because of the airbags, and to the back seat area, which you then need to get it back to the roof or close to the roof of the car to get the camera installed. And with SUVs, those tailgates or lift gates usually go up, which means you will still need an extra foot or 2 in the wiring to have a slack to clear this. With that, most likely the cable will not reach. That's why a 2 separate dashcam setup is a better option. I made this 2 dashcam setup a year and a half ago using Viofo's A119 Mini 2s, which I will link down below if you haven't seen it yet. The Mini 2 records in 2.7K quality and is pretty decent. But now Vantrue released their E1 Pro, which records in 4K and is one of the smallest or currently the smallest 4K dashcam in the market today. I made my initial review on this, which I will also link down below. I will also make a comparison video between these 2 dashcams in the very near future to see which one is better as a 1-channel front camera setup and also as a 2 dashcam setup with one installed as a rear camera. And also both of these dashcams have a small footprint, which is the perfect size to place in your rear window. And also a note, I bought a total of 4 E1 Pros to put in 2 of our cars. And on this demo, you'll be seeing it installed on the RAV4 of my son. SUVs and minivans nowadays will usually have a power port in the back. And this is the one that you need to check before doing this setup. What I like about the E1 Pros is that Vantrue includes the CPL or circular polarizing filter, which is usually needed in dashcams to reduce windshield glare. Just stick the included transparent film to the rear window, and this is for easier removal later on if needed. And try to install the dashcam in the area where the rear wipers wipe, which is close to the center of the rear window. Then just stick the dashcam to the transparent film. As for power, plug in the USB-C cable to the dashcam, and as you can see here, I need at least a 1.5 foot slack on the cable when the tailgate opens. And just route the wiring, which you can tuck it in on the weather stripping and on the ceiling panel. And you can use the trim tool to push in the cable and route it to the side where the power port is. Insert the micro SD card, and I'm using Vantrue's own SD card so as to guarantee compatibility and also just having one brand for accountability if issues comes up later on. It is compatible up to a 1TB micro SD card. And now just plug it in. I'll just do some cable management later on. Even how small the screen is, you can still easily set up or change the settings of the E1 Pro using the 3 buttons on the bottom, or you can use the app. Also, you can set the screen to be always on or turn off after a certain time. As to the front camera, same thing, stick the transparent film on the windshield, then stick the dash cam. Plug in the USB-C power cable, and I'm not sure why I used the one on the side of the camera, because the better and cleaner looking option will be to use the port on the mount to power this up. Anyways, you have 2 options. Then route the wire up to your headliner, to the front of the A-pillar to avoid the airbags, and you can tuck in the wiring on your door's weather stripping down on the dashboard and route it to your center console so you can plug it in. You can also hardwire this if you want to take advantage of the parking mode. But with this setup, it will only turn on and record when the car is on. Now time to show the footage. This is the video quality of the Vantrue E1 Pro in daytime. And this is the footage from the rear-facing camera. Now at night, the Starburst 2 sensor does help out with the glare that you'll be able to read lighted signs. And this is what the video quality looks like on the front-facing camera. And this is the one for the rear-facing one. Now you have 2 4K dashcams recording the front and the rear of your car, and it's a pretty cost-effective setup compared to other 2-channel dashcams that the rear camera is only recording in 2K. And that is why I considered two Vantrue E1 Pros the best dashcam setup for 2025. Not just for the price and its size, but also on how easy it is to install it. My only concern on this E1 Pros is the heat that it generates, which happens to most 4K dashcams. But I've been using the one in my first video with no issues. Vantrue also have tested these at 140 degrees Fahrenheit up to 8 hours. And I'm not sure about winter cold in Texas, but this will definitely be tested this coming summer, which means you'll be seeing this E1 Pro again in my future videos. Thanks for watching.